So let's squeeze in a few minutes to review Thursday's trading data across stocks, bills, bonds, and currency. And get Doyinsola Afolabi, who is an investment analyst at Afrinvest, here in the studios to give us some perspectives on the exciting trading week ending today and some outlook on another extremely busy week ahead with the monetary policy committee meeting. Look through the market and see where the stock market finished off yesterday. 0.72%. That's about 0.75%, bringing year to date still in positive territory. 4.26%. Yesterday, $29.08 million was what the final value of the market was. We got our 28,000 psychological index reading back on track. The market cap is now around 31.8, heading towards $32 billion if you're using dollars to calculate that. If you flip that to volume, yes, we're slightly down, almost 5% on the previous day, which was midweek. However, in naira volume, we're really looking good, $29.08 million. In terms of total deals, 4,034. That's about 162% higher than Thursday trading day. Thanks to the banking sector and industrial goods sector, banks rallied 3.22% on Thursday. Look at the NESD. It was largely flat. That's the unlisted securities market index reading, 573.54. A very lackluster Thursday, 14,500 units for just about 1.564 million Nigerian currency in just 8 deals. Currency is where the markets was a little bit interesting, of course, just like stocks as well. Naira dollar unchanged at the interbank spot market, 305.45. Naira took 0.18% off the back of the pound sterling, 419.67, and another 0.2%, there about 0.25% at 349.68 on the euro. At the street market, you find the Naira gaining 1.04% on the greenback, 2.41% on the pound, 4.85 finishing line. Nigeria euro, Naira euro, 4.20 unchanged. At the investors and exporters window, the Naira fell 0.13% to 383.11 on the dollar. And the woman who is putting all of this together is Doyinsola Afolabi, who is an investment analyst from Afrinvest. And I deliberately said the woman because money is all where I finished off. So when it comes to money, you put a woman in charge. So what's the week? How has the week been for you?
Mixed. I mean, it started off bearish from beginning of the week. Monday we recorded 2 declines, right? Monday and Tuesday, and I mean this was expected. Looking at our report from the previous week, where we said we believe there's going to be profit taking because we saw a significant appreciation on all trading days of the week at the equities market, and so we expected this profit taking in the early days of the week, and then we saw bullish sentiments go back into the market on Thursday and on Wednesday. This is just largely saying that the recent INE FX window has been really positive for the economy, and we've seen foreign investors that they're largely building their confidence. We've seen like an improvement in investors' confidence, and then that's really been positive for the equities market, and as well as other segments of the market, fixed income market, to attractive yields as well.
Do you think this week will mirror next week?
Well, yeah. I mean, yes, we still expect this bullish sentiments to continue in the coming week. I mean, looking at the past years, look at how the RSI has trended. I mean, we hit a 80 points benchmark sometime in the previous week. And looking at the past years, you see that when the Ocean Index reaches this, when the RSI reaches this 80 points benchmark, it then starts to decline. Yeah, and then before it starts to go, and that's what we saw at the beginning of the week. Last week, it's gone down, so it's going to start to go back up again. So yes.
We're entering the final week in May from Monday. So do you think any adjustments in terms of portfolio would likely hit the markets a little bit? Or you folk investors are just going to plow through and continue to geo?
Well, we think the investors are going to, plow through and, continue to, invest in the market, right? We don't really see any major adjustment in portfolio. I mean, usually you expect like fund managers to adjust the portfolio at the end of the month or at the end of the quarter. Yeah, but I mean, it's been a bullish, run for April, May, so we expect this to continue.
Should I take a plunge in the market right now? When I'm in the market, whether it is FX, whether it's debts, bills and bonds, or equities, should I undress and just jump in?
I mean, I think we sort of discussed that last week. I mean, you know, when stocks were trading relatively cheap valuation, I mean, that I think that was really the time to actually jump into the market Now we've looked at prices of stock, GT at 31 to 31 naira. That's pretty. We're not sure exactly if it's, you know, the perfect time for you to. I mean, if it was a couple of weeks back, yes, it would have been a good idea.
So I shouldn't jump this time around. That has just
it depends on you. I mean, it depends on your risk appetite. If you're looking to take your short-term profit and just exit the market, yes, that's good. But you know, for long-term, yeah, good idea.
Next week is going to be a lot busier this week than this week. MPC is king next week.
Yeah.
So what's your reading?
For MPC, we think that there's actually no need to hike interest rates or lower interest rates, MPR. Also to leave, we actually think they're going to maintain status quo or hold all key rates, you know, constant. CRR at 22.5%. I mean, look at all the macroeconomic variables. We've seen improvements so far, but are we where we want to be is the question. The market is still pretty
What's the answer?
We're holding key rates. we're holding rates.
Yeah, because the question is, are we where we're supposed to be? That's the question.
Yeah.
But what's the answer?
Not yet.
And you analysts have a way of saying, well, that's the question.
Not yet.
But
I mean, look at inflation at 9%, where we were, you know, and it's at 17.2%. That's still
really high.
So we're still, you know,
it's still really high. So we gotta let you go. Do enjoy your weekend and see you next week. Thank you very much. From Afrinvest, one of the research and investment analysts, Doyinsola Afolabi. When we come back after the break, we have quite a lot more to talk about the oil and gas market. But of course, we got something to talk about education and economy. We'll talk about bringing scholarships to learning for leading for folks well around getting the graduate studies and C-suite. We'll be back with that after the break.